Hey there, it's Elisa, half Asian Tarot Queen, mixing up the tarot decks again, pulling out the Wild Unknown Tarot. Yeah, I just did a bunch of readings. The new moon in Capricorn with the eclipse was pretty climactic, so and there's been like a lot of emotions surfacing, big changes happening, and I was thinking that it might be good to, try. I think the emotions are really at the forefront right now, and so that's kind of what's been coming up, all through the holiday season. But, the New Year's coming up, and obviously there's more general changes happening. For me, there's like massive general changes happening. And so I'm trying to be intentional about getting a more general message today, just because, like I said, there's been a lot of emotions. And I think I just did 3 really emotion-heavy readings. So see if we can get some more input about other aspects of life and what's coming in for the new year as well. Because obviously there are other issues in life that we all have to deal with. So let's see what we get in terms of logistics. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for overall energies for the reading, and then we'll go from there. I think I got my little tie-dye shirt that I got from the Minnesota State Fair because I was cold, and it was the cheapest shirt that I could find. Oh, but it kind of goes with this deck, I think, the artwork and stuff. So, all right. So I guess I'll just take that because we had an extra one that popped out. So we've got the 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, maybe a time to kind of be honest with yourself and assess the reality of things. And then, as far as overall energies, okay, interesting. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is kind of like really going with my shirt, but sort of like a dynasty card. But, this is material abundance, prosperity, family. Then we have the Fool, stepping out into the wild unknown. We have the 9 of Swords, and then we have the Devil. So it's interesting because there's this huge contrast, because we have this stepping out into the wild unknown with this prosperity and abundance and success and family, and then on the other side we have the 9 of Swords and the Devil card. So toxic situation and anxiety. So there's this total contrast that's happening here, which is interesting. But I think, if you looked at the eclipse and the new moon in Capricorn readings, there were some truths that were coming to the surface that were outing these toxic situations that needed to be healed in order to bring these things in. So yeah, there's definitely like we're kind of going through this weeding process, because everything is kind of getting turned on its head. We're ending the decade and we're starting a new era, but part of that is having to root out situations that aren't working. And then at the bottom of I'm pulling out the Bianco Nero to get the general energies. We have confusion, So some big changes are happening, and I think we're going to have to be really intentional, because there's like a fork in the road, and it's like, which way are we going to go? Are we going to support these energies, or are we going to keep supporting these? Because we got to move forward, So I'm going to pull some cards from Bianco Nero to get some general energies and see if we can get some more insight into what is going down, because these are some big changes. Yeah, there's been a lot of drama unfolding here in my life this morning too. So I'm part of this is just like, okay, what do we do now? You know. All right. So yeah, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Thanks for checking it out. Just to let you know, the videos on this channel are arranged in a slightly less than usual way, in the sense that the videos are arranged according to storyline and not according to zodiac sign or date. All the stories are timeless, and I have them threaded together in playlists according to the storyline. So if there is a storyline that resonates with you, I try to connect them with other related videos on the channel within the video, but there's also a video on the main page that kind of explains the overall, you know, concept or intention behind it that you can refer to if you would like. Okay, Magician at the bottom. So this is cool. We're manifesting a new beginning, you know, and some big changes afoot, and you know, but that's like turning lead into gold, and part of that is, you know, kind of rooting out the things that are blocking the new positive changes from coming through. So for general energies, I got the Strength card, the Ace of Wands, and the Death. So there's a passionate, fiery new beginning that's coming through, but it's going to require strength, you know, because these are big changes that are happening. So yeah, like I was saying, you know, there's this contrast, and we're going to have to be super intentional and focus our energy, because it's like if we do nothing, this is just going to overgrow everything, you know. So we really have to be strong in our intentions and manifesting the outcome that we want, and not just like letting the pieces fall where they may, you know. So then we have the King of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. So this is interesting, because this King of Swords was coming up a lot in the, I believe it was the Ring of Fire reading. But there was like this truth that was having to come out. It could have been the new moon in Capricorn, one of those two. I'll link whichever one it is. This truth was coming out. This no-nonsense king is delivering this harsh truth, perhaps regarding some love. And it seemed like that was the case in the reading that I just delivered. And it's kind of shaking things up, you know. But, you know, it seems like there's a fork in the road, and he's trying to deliver this truth because he wants to impact the outcome. Like he's being intentional about which path he wants to align himself with, you know. And so it's going to take strength. So I'm going to pull some more cards from the Wild Unknown, but actually I'm seeing some more connections here. So yeah, so this fiery, passionate beginning has to do with some kind of love that's happening. So that, you know, this is kind of turning into a love reading, which I was trying to be intentional around not, but, you know, perhaps that's part of this whole other aspects of life are built on a foundation which is overall changing. So yeah, this King of Swords is going to have to be strong in his intentions, because this truth is going to be a total shakedown that's going to change everything. Fork in the road, big one. You know, what do you want this next decade to look like? You got to come into alignment with what you're trying to manifest. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Wild Unknown, see if we can get some more guidance about how to move through these energies. Interesting. Oop. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. So, this King of Wands that has some truth to tell, he's got the the King of Swords, sorry. He's got the 6 of Wands coming through. So he's going to be triumphant in delivering this truth, you know, this strong truth. The 7 of Swords, you know, this can be like a lying, cheating, thief card, you know, and it could be lying to yourself, you know, so it's just, this fiery, passionate love it's being hidden, you know, it's under wraps right now, and so maybe this is part of the truth that's being delivered. This passion is like pushing through the deception. It could be self-deception. He could be under pressure to not tell that truth. But it looks like this is a card of manifestation, but also just sort of being tapped into the collective consciousness. And so it's almost like this is starting to manifest into the material world, because this truth and this change has already sort of permeated the collective consciousness. And so now is the time for it to come to the surface. So it's a general reading, but like apparently whatever this change is going to impact life on a number of levels, you know, not just love. It's obviously the foundation for some sort of dynasty, you know, it's kind of like the dynasty thread. So it's like the fork in the road. It's a decision point, you know, and it's going to impact the whole next decade. Oh my gosh. Wow. So the Law of Attraction card. This is an Abraham Hicks inspired deck. It says, if I am resisting evil, I'm attracting evil. So it says, if you are resisting anything, you are focused upon it, pushing against it, and activating the vibration of it, and therefore attracting that which is like it. So it's just like what you resist persists, you know? So it's like if you're spending energy like resisting this change, you're supporting this. So it's like what you want to put your energy behind is this, you know? Don't spend energy lying to yourself about what the truth is, because that's just supporting this toxic energy. So it's like we got to be intentional about what we want to bring in. And that's been a huge message this week in all of the readings. So yeah, it's like spend some time thinking about, you know, what you want the next decade to look like, you know, focus your thoughts on that, because, you know, we want to be co-creators and we want to be in our power in creating that outcome. So I have the Gateway Oracle cards for stepping into the new decade. The advice I have is embracing the future. I step into the future with an open heart. So yeah, it's not a moment to just let things be as they are. It's a time to root out the things aren't working because we don't want to perpetuate this energy into the new decade. It's like, embrace the future, embrace the new beginning that you want. Put your faith and your strength and your passion behind the outcome that you want to bring in. So that's the advice. Gotta go. It's a big day. Talk to you later.